Hey everyone, welcome back for week 4, day 7 of the yoga challenge with me, Erin Motz. You guys were asking for a yoga class specifically for all of you who commute to work. So whether that means sitting in a bus, sitting in a train or a car, or cycling or walking, all of these things that we do, we typically get similar complaints about them and what they do to our bodies and all these little aches and pains. So this class is to work out all of the kinks that happen in those pesky commutes. So when you're ready, meet me at the top of your mat and we'll go ahead and get started. Today I want you to start sitting down, so just be comfortable. You can cross the legs, you can bring the soles of the feet together if you want, just whatever works. But if you're pretty tight, pretty restricted in the hips and in the low back, you can just sit however you normally would. And go ahead and crawl the hands forward, just a little bit. You don't have to go all the way out. Just find one point to focus on, relax the shoulders, and take a couple breaths. And on your next breath in, walk the hands back up. Keep the shoulders relaxed, but I want you to stretch the right arm up, bend the elbow, and reach for the left side of the head, so kind of where the ear is, and just gently drop the right ear toward the right shoulder. So you're just letting the weight of the right hand kind of press the head down, but you're not actively pressing, it's just barely a press. So notice that while you're here, if you look up toward the sky or straight ahead or down, you get a different sensation in the neck. So just kind of figure out what kind of feels best for you today and go with that. So everybody's a little bit different. Again, just don't put a lot of pressure on the head. Inhale, come back up, back to neutral. And we'll switch sides. So left arm up, reach for the right side of the head, and gently, let the ear drop toward the left shoulder. And again, play with where you look, see which placement feels best today. Maybe let the eyes close, keep the right shoulder relaxed, keep both hips evenly sitting down. And inhale, take it back up. And come back to neutral. I want you to roll the head 180 degrees forward, so right to left right, but don't let the head drop backwards at all. So exhale, slowly let it roll forward. Turn the ear to the shoulder. Go the other way. One more each way. Roll left. And roll it back to the right. And come back to neutral, kind of shrug the shoulders up, and relax them down, shrug them up, and relax them back down. Flip over, come to a downward facing dog, press into the hands, lift the hips, and really walk the feet out. So press the chest toward the thighs, let the heels sit down. So even if they're not flat, that's not super important, as long as you're kind of pushing the weight into the heels to get a good stretch through the backs of the legs. That'll be a really good one to do anyway. So don't worry about flat feet. Just worry about whether you're feeling a stretch or not. So especially for those of you that have a long time, either a long commute in the car or on a bus or a train, and even those of you that cycle a lot to work, the hamstrings tend to get a little bit tight from either overuse or underuse, which is kind of a cruel thing, right? That it kind of responds the same way, but they'll get tight in any case. So take a few more breaths here. And then find some stillness, just pressing evenly into the hands, into the feet. Breathe all the way in and back out. And then look to the top of your mat. I want you to step the left foot right between the hands. Take the right knee down and breathe in, lift the chest. You can keep the hands on the left knee for now. Just kind of sit the hips forward, pull the lower abdominals in so that you're not just sagging the whole body down, but you've got some strength through the front part. So shoulders relax. Belly pulls in, lift through the crown of the head, and just let the hips sit straight down. You can keep the back toes tucked under or keep the foot flat, whatever works for you. And give it one more breath in. And back out. A little bit different. Plant the hands. Tuck the back toes under. I want you to do a 180-degree turn to the back of your mat. Oh, hello. Other side. Left knee down. Lift the chest. Drop the hips down. So hips are low. Chest is lifted. Hands are on that right knee. Remember, lower belly pulls in. You can keep the left toes tucked or kick into the top of the foot. Just make sure you've got some strength in the lower half still. And take one more breath in. Exhale, plant the hands. I want you to step back to another down dog from here. Lift the hips high. Pedal at the feet a little bit. We're not going to stay a very long time. On your next breath in, walk the hands back towards the feet. So one step at a time. I know it's going to feel a little bit weird. Don't worry about it. Once you get to your forward fold, bend the knees enough so that you can kind of lay the chest right on the thighs. So relax the legs so you can drop the head. From here, interlace the hands behind the back. If you can't reach the hands, go ahead and grab a towel or a strap or whatever you have nearby so that you can kind of throw one side of it to the other hand and you can hold on to it. Inhale, reach the arms up toward the ceiling. Exhale, let them drop overhead. Try to roll the shoulders away from the ears. Create some space in the neck and in the upper back. Take one more inhale. Exhale, let the hands come down. Turn around, face this side of your mat. I don't know if it's front or back anymore, but face that side. Fold forward. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bend the knees a lot, but walk the feet out so that they're a little bit wider than the hips, and sit the butt down. So again, if this is highly unpleasant because you're very, very tight, don't worry about it. So if the heels are up off the floor, you can either come a little bit higher so that the heels are flat, or if it doesn't feel painful, you can stay put. Bring the elbows to the inner thighs. Lift the chest straight up. So we want to bring some length back to the spine. Especially on a commute when we're sitting down for a long period of time, we can definitely have the tendency to hunch forward. And over time, that's really not great for the bones in the back and for the muscles in the back because everything weakens because we're not using it anymore to hold ourselves up. So this is a really great pose to do to kind of reset everything. Take one more breath in. Exhale, let the hands come down. Lift the hips high. Walk the feet under the hips. Forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest halfway. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back to a plank. You can drop the knees if you like. We're going to lower right down between the elbows. Lay the chest flat. Roll the shoulders back. So come to cobra, kick into the tops of the feet, squeeze the elbows in, slowly lift the chest. Exhale, lower down. Don't worry about looking up. You can look straight ahead. We're going to do that again. Roll the shoulders back, squeeze the elbows in, slowly lift. Lower down. One last time. Squeeze the elbows in, shoulders pull back, kick into the feet, lift the chest. Exhale, lower down. Tuck the toes. Sit up and back. Find a downward facing dog. From where you are, look forward. Step the left foot between the hands. Drop the right knee. I want you to turn the left toes toward the edge of your mat so they're kind of at an angle, and then walk the left foot forward a couple inches. So you have a really wide stance in the legs. Keep the hands under the shoulders, about shoulder width apart. Reach the chest forward and keep the hips nice and heavy. So you have a nice wide stance in the legs. The chest is lengthening toward the front of your mat. Try to keep the left foot flat. If you're highly flexible, you can flex the foot strongly and roll to the pinky edge of the foot, but make sure the foot stays strong. If you're not flexible, don't do that. Just keep the foot down. You have two options from here. If you want a little bit more work, a little bit more stretch, keep the right hand down, open the left arm, bend the back knee, and reach for the top of that foot. So if you reach for the foot and you got that, but it's too much, you can lift the hips a little bit higher and gradually let them drop down as you feel ready to. Okay? If you can't quite reach the foot, but maybe you can bend it, maybe work that. Eventually you'll get there. Take a couple more breaths. This is really good for the quads, by the way. Exhale, slowly let it go. Start to walk the left foot back to the center. Plant the hands. Step back to a down dog. We're going to do the same thing to the right. So step the right foot between the hands. Take the left knee down. Walk the right toes to the corner of your mat, kind of. So just turn the toes to the side and then walk the heel forward a couple inches. Both hands come down under the shoulders. Reach the chest forward, sit the hips down. So you're just looking straight ahead. Remember your options with the foot. You can keep it flat or turn to the pinky edge of that right foot. If you need more work, open the right arm back, bend the left knee, reach for the back foot. And again, back it off by lifting the hips up a little bit and then slowly, gradually sit the pelvis back down. So lengthening the muscles in the legs, even opening through the chest and the shoulders a little bit, correcting that posture. Exhale, gently let it go. Plant the right hand back down. Step back to a downward facing dog. And take 1 or 2 breaths here. On your next breath in, walk the hands back toward the feet. 1 step at a time, 1 step at a time. Soften the knees enough so that you can lay the chest down. Interlace the hands behind the back and reach the arms up and let them drop over. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, and honestly it might even help to bend the elbows, so kind of make it a little bit less neat. Bend the elbows, then push the hands together, then squeeze the shoulder blades together, then straighten the arms. So you feel every part. Not sure if that's a good or bad thing, but that's the point. Feel it all. Exhale, let the hands come back down. Lift the chest halfway. Come back to a squat, so turn the toes out about shoulder width apart. Drop the hips. So remember your option. You can stay higher if that's all you got, or sit the hips down. Elbows to the inner thighs. We're creating space. Lengthen through the back. Lift the chest. Tuck the chin slightly. And take 1 more breath in. And exhale. Got another option here. So stay put if this is all you need. If you want a little bit more, the right hand, stay there. The right hand is going to come right down to the inside of the right foot. And you can inhale, spin the left arm open. Keep both feet heavy. Keep the hips even. You're just twisting open. Exhale, bring it back down to the heart center. We'll do the same thing to the left if you want. So left hand down, inhale, spin the right arm open. Exhale, back down. Take both hands down, straighten the legs, walk the feet so they're back under the hips, and step to the center of your mat. Go ahead and have a seat. Sit evenly on the hips. Let the shoulders relax back. And let the eyes close. And I'm not sure which part of commuting is more frustrating. The physical little, this is a little painful, this is a little tight, or the mental aspect of commuting and traffic and so on. So while you're here, just take a few moments to kind of settle in, mentally step away from the rest of your day. And take a couple deep breaths. Letting go of any tension or stress from the rest of the day with the breath out. That even if it's frustrating, it doesn't matter at all right now, because right now you are sitting on your yoga mat doing something far more interesting, far better than commuting back and forth. You can linger here for as long as you like, for as long as you need to. Whenever you're ready, take a big breath in, pick the arms up, press the hands together, and exhale them right down to the heart center. Let the eyes blink open. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and not just today, but for the entirety of this challenge. It really means the world to me and just blows my mind that you guys have come here every single day, gotten on your yoga mat, and done yoga with me. It just is really my honor, and I'm so glad to have had you through this. But even though this might be the end of this challenge, it is not the end of everything. I feel like I'm inviting you into my house. Come over to erinmots.com where you can keep up with me. I do blog posts, take requests, I answer comments and questions, whatever you have. So until next time, I will see you.